August 27, 2012. After days of heavy fighting, the coastal city of Marka was finally liberated by Somali government forces and AMISOM, the African Union troops.
Al-Shabaab has lost a very strategic point, especially the port of Marka.
Established in the 5th century, the city grew to become a famous beach resort and tourist destination. However, following long years of civil war in Somalia, Marka was finally closed to the world after Al-Shabaab took over in 2008. After 4 years, the efforts of Somali forces and AMISOM have opened the city for much-needed humanitarian assistance.
As we bring security here, so that to get peace, we expect humanitarian assistance also to come in.
On 18th December 2012, AMISOM facilitate the first humanitarian assessment team comprising medical personnel from OCHA, WHO and UNICEF on their first mission to Marka.
The mission has been informed that there is a potential dengue fever and cholera cases. We put a team of other humanitarians together and led by AMISOM humanitarian office to take a trip to Marka. So we want to be there in the first place to do an assessment in order to minimize the damage on the ground.
We shall move slowly up to the tent. We have the tent. Okay. Then we organize the convoy up to Marka, I think.
Al-Shabaab are on the retreat in this region, being pushed further and further out. Somali government forces and AMISOM troops keep watch, monitoring and protecting the region's newly won freedom.
Welcome to the... Oh, my friend, I have seen him! Lower Chevel friend, yeah.
Hey, again, yes.
Again and again. I really welcome again and again. We appreciate our brothers AMISOM, especially Uganda and Burundi. They liberated this region from the enemy, Al-Qaeda. They were here tortured the people. Here, the worst place it was Shalambot. The people who are living in this region, they need really peace and stability, and they need prosperity, and really they need assistance from the international community.
7-7.
Having only a day to complete their mission, the team heads to the hospital in Marka.
As we have been reported some cases of dengue fever and suspected cases of diarrhea that could be or not cholera. As these two diseases are very much epidemic and could put the whole population in an urban area in danger. So the priority here is to take some samples, bring them back to Mogadishu, confirm or not the cases, and pending the results of that, bring on the reports. The second objective here is, should this be indeed a potential crisis, then our contact here is to prepare for the network for the response to this crisis.
Here is a Marka Regional Hospital. This is the biggest hospital in the region. We have 4 physicians, 1 surgeon, 2 gynecologists, and 1 pediatrician, and 1 internal medicine.
The team's first step is assessing the general condition of Marka Hospital, the region's only referral hospital.
Diarrhea? Severe dehydration. هي محاسس يا مارك.
We start infusion ceiling.
I've been infusion or محقة.
Finger like كده كل سيك تبقى then normal ceiling.
The case definition?
Numerous cases of diarrhea and malnutrition are present, and the hospital is short on supplies and funds. Serving more than 100 patients per day seeking treatment here, this poses a great challenge to the staff.
Our hospital is very poor because there is no financial.
and lack of salary. So we work as a voluntary. So like this, and she's from Shellenbo district. So she's anemic and she has no money and to buy something. There are many qualified nurses in this hospital, but they are not able to work as they need because of without salary. They work daily, so we do what the patient like. So that is our priority.
And it's serving all the outdoor patients. On average, how many patients you have for OPD and for wards?
Mostly 100 to 120.
I think the first thing was that I'd like to see and how the hospital is functioning. I mean, for us, particularly for UNICEF, women and children are one of the main focus of our programs, and it gives us a very clear picture to see those women and children who are really suffering. Most of those children, they are mostly malnourished, and we really need to focus more on our OTP programs. And there was no vaccination for quite a long time due to the accessibility and other logistic issues. Now with this mission, when we see that things are moving and it is possible to make all those things here, so those vaccines for the basic EPI program is very important.
One cesarean section. There is no one cesarean section since last one was here.
We have to clarify this thing. When was the last time have been done surgery here? When?
The surgeon has left the hospital. He's Norwegian. He has left the hospital since over the last 6 months. They don't have a surgeon, although they have trained assistant surgeons and they are doing the emergency operations. However, the utilization rate is very low. For the last month, they didn't do even one cesarean section for delivery.
The assessment is good. It's not bad. According to the standards, at this situation in Somalia, there are some sort of leaks in terms of supplies and in terms of logistical support, like beds and mattresses. But overall, according to the standard hospitals in this situation of Somalia, after 20 years of destruction, it's quite acceptable. It's quite acceptable. We have the staff, the manpower, we have the facilities, but we need just logistical support, which is missing. And we hope that we're going to get soon.
The hospital is in a good shape. It's not in an excellent shape, but it's in a good shape. The main issue, as I saw it in the hospital few minutes ago, it was the lack of surgical capacity at the hospital. I spoke to WHO, and they will work on this to provide this important hospital with a surgeon in the very near future, inshallah. The other issue was related to the availability of the vaccine, and this problem is going to be solved. Probably today, before the end of today, they will receive the vaccine, which will be very good for the children in this area who were deprived of the vaccine for 4 years. We visited the cholera ward. We could find from the register 11 cases registered, admitted to the ward, to the cholera ward, or what we call it, cholera treatment center. All of them were moderate, between moderate to mild, and they were treated successfully and discharged from the hospital, except one case. It's a child, 4 years old, and he's in a good condition. Actually, maybe within the couple of days he will be discharged out. But this does not mean any outbreak of cholera, thank God. It's okay, it's stable.
After a successful first visit, the humanitarian team leaves. The findings from the visit will determine the next steps to be taken by each humanitarian agency.
We came with all humanitarian agencies, so each humanitarian agency has a role to play. But the role for AMISOM is to facilitate before the wider humanitarian play the role of the wider humanitarian assistance.
AMISOM's goal is to fulfill its mandate as a facilitator. Their success will ensure that the people of Marka finally receive this much-needed assistance as they work towards stability.
We have been able to win the minds and heart of Somali people through our military assistance, through our humanitarian assistance.